Hello there, good morning. This is Day News and I am Araba Aidoo. Just ahead. Security analyst Emmanuel Kutin urges security agencies in the country to be more proactive in tackling fraud issues here. And fire guards multiple structures at Tema, heavy industrial area. We have details of these and more stories coming up. Please stay. For staying. Once again, I am Araba Aidoo, and remember, this bulletin is streaming live on X, on Facebook at GHOne TV. We begin the bulletin with some fraud-related stories. Now, Minister for Foreign Affairs Samuel Okujeto-Ablakwa has revealed that the company at the center of the scandal involving Ghana's embassy in Washington, D.C., the GTC, raked in over $4.8 million annually through illegal dealings. He made this statement while addressing Parliament.
Addressing Parliament, Minister for Foreign Affairs Samuel Okujeto-Ablakwa disclosed that GTC, owned by Emmanuel Kutin, a staff member at the embassy, was diverting clients from official embassy services to his private company, charging them unauthorized fees. The scheme reportedly had the backing of some embassy staff and senior officials. In response, Minister Ablakwa shut down the embassy to prevent further breaches and ordered full investigations. He also revealed the existence of a clandestine welfare account managed by Mr. Kutin, where funds were funneled for unapproved embassy-related activities.
Right, Honourable Speaker, the investigations revealed that Fred Kutin's company, GTC, was initially jointly owned with his ex-wife, which raises additional questions about the nature of their business relationship and potential conflict of interest. Admissions from Fred Kutin himself when he met the audit finding team, as well as current and former staff of the embassy, confirm that he did not act alone in this matter. It appears that there may have been a network of individuals involved in this web of corruption, which underscores the need for thorough investigation and accountability.
Ranking member of the Foreign Affairs Committee Samuel Abujinapo criticized the decision to close the embassy, describing it as wrong and counterproductive.
The procedure which was adopted, the procedure that was adopted to close down the Washington mission was one which is alien to public international law and is not consistent with the Vienna Convention. In 48 hours, the minister opened the mission, and that tells us that the decision was a rash one. We welcome the probe. We don't have a difficulty with the probe, but we will always insist that we should adhere to procedural propriety in terms of how we manage our foreign relations and foreign policy and the missions of our country. That is the position of this minority.
Committee Chairman Alfred Okovandapoy defended the minister, questioning the basis of the attacks against him.
No individual of this house should support this practice in any of our missions. Our students just left here, and if our children heard this report and we stand to defend it, please.
Majority Leader Mahama Ayariga praised the minister's swift action. According to him, the embassy system was manipulated to favor Kutin's private arrangements.
Let us not lose sight of the fact that for our IT officer at the Washington office to now set up a private company to render IT services, and the fees goes to him, no matter how good intentions, that is a clear case of conflict of interest. Another clear instance of infraction of our laws.
The Foreign Affairs Minister noted that state investigative bodies are currently working to retrieve the funds and extradite Kutin for prosecution.
Still on fraud, security analyst Emmanuel Kutin wants the security agencies in the country to be more proactive in tackling fraud issues in the country. According to him, the rate of fraud activities in the country is a threat and embarrassing. Hence, security agencies must flush out the menace. He was reacting to the arrest warrant for 4 suspects alleged to be involved in romance scam and fraud. The 4, Isaac Ojo-Boateng, Inusa Ahmed, Derek Vanyabua, and Patrick Kwame Nasari are suspected to be in Ghana. The Interior Ministry, in a letter to the Magistrate Court, is exercising constitutional powers to extradite the suspects on apprehension. Now, the alleged leader of the crime ring has been identified as one Isaac Ojo-Boateng, also known as Kofi Boats.
If you compare Ghana to the rest of the West African countries, especially Nigeria, we have relatively very stable electricity. Our internet facilities are top notch. So it attracts these game boys to come into the country, and this is what happens. So, I mentioned that our security agencies seem to have gone to bed because over a long period now, you hardly hear in the media that an operation of a sort has gone on and so game boys or persons have been arrested. I think under the new John Mahama administration, I've seen such processes happening 2 months ago. As far as prosecution, we don't know. So our security agencies need to up their games to make sure that Ghana becomes very unattractive for this kind of activities.
Let's shift our attention to the vetting of the Supreme Court justices. As Supreme Court Justice nominee Hafizata Amaliboba has expressed support for the president's recent sanctions against ministers who failed to declare their assets. Amaliboba further explained that the office of the president's action cannot be conflicted with STRAC's role, as both institutions can act independently against misconduct. There's more in this report.
During her vetting before Parliament's Appointments Committee, Amaliboba argued that the measures do not undermine the mandate of the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice.
I do not see that there is a conflict with the duties of STRAC. Because if a public officer is reported to STRAC as having contravened the law on filing of the necessary documents or declaring assets, STRAC would also be entitled to take its necessary action. So I do not think that there is a conflict between the two.
Day 3's sitting wasn't without controversies as Appointments Committee Chairman Bernard Ahiafo clashed with Minority Leader Alexander Apenyumakin.
Please, let us not set a bad precedent. This is not the first time we are doing vetting. Let's stop this. You are the majority. You may not want to delve deeper. Allow us to do our work. What is happening is not good, Mr. Chairman. When we talk, it's like we are sharing your power. Let's stop it. It's not good for the country. It's not good for our image as Parliament. And I protest. He says he's going to have his 10.
Honourable members, I do not think any rules of the House has been flouted.
Meanwhile, the vetting of Justice Kwekuteria Akabuafo, the 7th nominee, has been rescheduled.
In Accra has dismissed an interlocutory injunction application filed by former Finance Minister Ken Oforiatta, seeking to restrain the office of the special prosecutor from redeclaring him wanted and fugitive from justice. Aside from dismissing the action, the court has also awarded costs of 5,000 cedis against Ken Oforiatta for the unmeritorious application. Now, Justice Kwame Amoakon, while dismissing the application, stated that the applicant, Ken Oforiatta, failed to meet the 3 requirements for the grant of an interlocutory injunction. Now, on March 13, 2025, the former Finance Minister, Ken Oforiatta, filed the legal action against the office of the special prosecutor over its decision to redeclare him wanted. Mr. Oforiatta contended that the move is unlawful because it had damaged his reputation and violated his fundamental human rights. Now, while ruling on the application on Thursday, June 13, the court noted that the grounds a serious question to be tried, serious damage that cannot be remedied by an award of damages, and balance of convenience tilting in his favor did not materialize. Justice Kwame Amoakon, the presiding judge, was quick to assert that despite dismissing the injunction as lacking merit, the court has refrained from determining whether the substantive writ has merit or not. Meanwhile, the court has ordered the parties to file their issues for determination in the substantive matter within 2 weeks for possible adoption by the courts. With the agreements of the parties, the substantive writ has been adjourned to July 15, 2025. On to Samsa's story. A massive fire has ravaged multiple structures at the Tema heavy industrial area, leaving behind a trail of destruction. Thick plumes of smoke could be seen in the sky as fire swept through the area around Ferro Fabric Limited in Tema facilities last night. Eyewitnesses say the fire began around 10 p.m. and quickly spread due to the presence of inflammable materials. Personnel from the Ghana Fire Service, including 7 fire tenders, rushed to the scene and battled the blaze for hours before bringing it under control. While no casualties have been confirmed at this time, several properties and goods running into thousands of cedis have been lost. We'll bring you more in a subsequent bulletin. Let's now do some health story. As a silent health crisis is brewing across Ghana, sparked not by infection, but by what's our plates and how little we move, from processed foods to, so by what we have on our plates and how little we move. Now, from processed foods to vanishing bicycles, global health experts, Professor Ruben Clark, is raising the alarm. After nearly 2 decades of work in Ghana, she says the rise in obesity, hypertension, and diabetes are signs of a dangerous lifestyle shift, and the time to act is now.
In towns and cities across Ghana, a quiet transformation is taking place. Bicycles are disappearing, motorbikes are multiplying, and more people are reaching for quick, processed meals over traditional and homegrown food. Professor Ruben Clark of New York University's Rory Meyers College of Nursing has spent 19 years studying health trends in Ghana. What she is seeing now is cause for concern. People are getting bigger and bigger. Their hearts are struggling. Blood vessels are shrinking. Hypertension and diabetes are rising. And these are lifelong conditions once they start.
There are vessels in their heart are going smaller and smaller, so they're having more hypertension because of the processed food. They have more diabetes. Once you get them, they're lifelong. You should be taking medication for the rest of your life.
The root causes? Poor eating habits, lack of physical activity, and a wrong dependence on processed foods over Ghana's rich and natural produce.
So why don't we go back to eating healthier foods, not processed foods, getting out and working hard and running and moving and intentionally doing that.
But the health dangers don't stop there. At community screening clinics led by NYU nursing students, breast cancer has also emerged as a major concern, with dangerously high mortality rate due to part of the low awareness and late detection. The call to action is clear: return to traditional diets, walk more, move more, and educate communities, especially women, on early health checks.
As a woman, you should know your body well. So you have to do your breast examination on a monthly basis. We are telling them within the month when you are supposed to do your breast examination. And then when you find an abnormal lump, don't be scared. Not all the lumps are cancerous. So just approach us. We'll take you through the normal process. Then if it is not cancerous, we tell you what to do. If it is cancerous, it's not difficult because we picked it early. Then we know the kind of treatment to also walk you through.
The Malamata Market Health Screening Exercise was organized jointly with the Social Enterprise Ghana, led by Edwin Zu Kujo.
The community must ensure that their health is prioritized in all the things that they do. We believe that health is money. So in your endeavor to make money, you must also take care of your health.
According to health experts, it's not too late to reverse this alarming trend. Health is in our hands, but it begins with what we eat, how we live, and how much we care to act before it's too late.
Now, the Ghana Education Service has been encouraged to form environmental clubs in schools across the country as part of efforts to promote sustainable afforestation and environmental stewardship. The call was made during a ceremonial tree planting event held at St. James Seminary Senior High School in Shian in the Bono region as part of the 2025 Plant a Tree for Life campaign.
In a bold move to green Ghana and combat climate degradation, the Bono Regional Forestry Commission has called on the Ghana Education Service to establish green clubs in schools across the country. Speaking at the 2025 Plant for Life campaign in Sunyai, Regional Forestry Manager Godfred Mauto Kwashiga emphasized that tree planting must go beyond symbolic gestures to long-term environmental care.
So after today, let us continue to care for the trees we plant, ensuring that they are well nurtured to become well established.
With a target of 200,000 seedlings this year, officials are also urging public participation as part of the broader national vision to make Ghana green. The Bono Regional Minister, Joseph Akwabor Adai, cautioned against illegal mining, logging, land degradation, and rampant deforestation, describing them as grave threats to Ghana's ecological balance.
In this regard, the Bono Regional Coordinating Council have made conscious effort to fight illegal logging, galamsey, and other activities which are banned to sound and safe environment for our survival.
The 2025 Plant for Life campaign has already seen the distribution of shade trees to schools, hospitals, and communities. The event served as a strong reminder that restoring Ghana's green cover starts with the community and must be sustained by institutions, especially schools, where the future generation can learn the value of environmental preservation.
And that's it with GA Today News with me, Evelyn, Araba, Aidoo. For more news, log on to starfm.com.gh.